first question comes from Grant Lafleche with St. Catharines Standard. Please go ahead.
Hi, Grant.
Hi, Premier. Thank you for taking the call.
Thank you.
You're probably aware, sir, that there are, I mean, it sort of relates to the overall attempt to kind of bring the numbers down in this province. There are groups that are actively attempting to get people to avoid public health measures. The most popular group known as Hugs Over Masks. Here in the Niagara region, at least, they're encouraging people to try to spoof contact tracing by providing false names and phone numbers when they go to restaurants and other businesses that record that information for the public health unit should it be necessary. And one of the names and numbers that they're encouraging people to use, sir, is yours. So we just wanted to know if you, A, have a reaction generally to what these groups have been doing recently and the fact that they want folks to use your name and number to spoof public health contact tracing efforts.
It's so disappointing. Half the world has my cell number anyways. I'm in the office till midnight returning calls. It's nonstop. Folks, when I say nonstop, my first call came in at 6:30, but it's not about me. They can give out my cell number. This is, I always say, I play the smallest part. What they're doing, they're hurting their family members. They're hurting all the great people, the 14.5 million people pulling in the same direction. They're like rebels. Like, really? You really want to do this while everyone's working their back off? Have you ever walked through an ICU unit, seeing someone struggling for their life on a ventilator and having their loved ones outside in the hospital that they can't even see their loved ones? Have you ever been to a long-term care facility when people are struggling and the PSWs are out there working their backs off, putting their lives ahead of their own family and putting their community first? And you guys want to go out there and act like a bunch of yahoos? Like, that's being polite. I'm being polite with yahoos. Guys, give your head a shake. We're all in this together. You know, we've been on the phone with the feds, we've been on the phone with the mayors this morning. Everyone's pulling in the same direction. I'm so proud of how we're moving as a unit. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. We're putting $1 billion in contact tracing and testing. We're pouring money, $500 million into long-term care, $243.7 million into surgeries. And you want to pull these stunts? You know, good luck, because I'll tell you one thing, 99% of the population doesn't believe in what you're doing. You know, I'm here to protect every single person in this province, and I will do whatever it takes to protect them. And maybe I'll pass the question over to Dr. Williams about the contact tracing and that and what they're doing.
Yes, I would agree with the Premier. It's more than disappointing when that kind of behavior goes on. There may be some individuals who, for some reason, feel they can't cope and deal with the issue. It's not that complex. You just have to do what you're supposed to do and do it well. If we do it well, if we do our contact tracing properly, if we push the curve down, bring in the vaccine, we're looking for that day when you can go around and give hugs and you won't have to wear masks. But the longer we prolong this, the more we have to do it. So it's more to get along with the rest and do what you need to do in that regard and honor the responsibility and especially protect the vulnerable ones all around you, especially those of your relatives. You may have even younger people who have immune compromised situations. They just need to get contact with that virus, and you may do it by being careless and reckless. And you'd have a lot to work through if that person ended up in the ICU and passed away. So we really need you to be serious about this and stick to the task at hand. The contact tracing is very vital and critical, and we continue to drive that forward to ensure we contain it wherever we find it, because it's not spread as wide as we were the first way throughout the province, but in some areas it's quite intense, and we're continuing to really ramp that up in those local areas. So again, thank you for the question, and everyone needs to stay focused on the task at hand.